get someone is the fourth thing.
Right.
So first of all, I would like to welcome you to Tamale, especially at the Vista Resource Center here. My name is Hafiz. I think first of all, I would like us to introduce ourselves.
Yes.
So that we'll get to know each other very well. My name is Hafiz, a National Service Personnel at Tamale Teaching Hospital.
My name is Wisdom, an accountant at Tamale Teaching Hospital.
Haruna, National Service Personnel.
National
Service Personnel.
Personnel.
At where, please?
At Nyamalaga Primary School.
Okay.
Mohammed Gabe, fashion designer.
MashaAllah.
Hussein Mohammed Idasa.
With name?
Hussein Mohammed Idasa.
Fasil?
Hussein.
Hussein. Sorry because of this item. Okay. And what you work, Hussein?
Down with my national service.
Yes, sir.
I'm down with it.
You just now. Okay.
Jamil Abdullah, Secretary for the Tamsimle Youth Association.
Which station?
Yeah, the Tamsimle
It's a local.
Youth Association is an NGO operating in Tamale municipality.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an NGO by itself.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm the secretary for the NGO, the Tamsimle Youth Association.
Okay, great.
In other words, Friendship Association, that's the meaning.
Okay, that means friendship.
Yeah.
So, I think the guys, do you know the guys? Okay, they can introduce themselves quickly. Yeah.
Alright, my name is Rebecca.
Is that Mohammed Hanif?
Please, can you tell us where you're coming from? It's necessary so that it is, yeah.
Alright, so we are from the International Institute of Inspiration Economy.
They have their own NGO also, which is Greasy and Fred. You have what's the name of the NGO?
Yeah, Young African Great Mind. That's the name of our NGO.
And my own is Al-Akram Foundation.
He's a teacher, IT teacher. Okay. And I am your brother Mohammed Bouhidji. I come from Bahrain originally, but I am an international citizen. Okay. It means I don't live in one place. I travel from one country to another. But my home base is Bahrain. Unfortunately, I don't have too many cards. I'll give you one card. Maybe you can copy it by telephone. Okay. At least to share. This is card between two of you. This is card between two of you. Behind my card, there is what we do. Behind it. Okay. So we are specialized. This is called the International Inspiration Economy Project. It is a big project that I called for 4 years ago. So I finished 4 years. Now I'm entering my 5th year, where we are focusing on sit down, please. Also, please, brother, sit down. Maybe you can come here so that I can focus more on this area, my sound. Now I can give the brother hand. Okay. So we are specialized in solving socio-economic problems, like youth, let's say quality of life, youth migration, and stopping youth migration, of course. Girls empowerment, women empowerment, family stability, ending poverty, finding how to improve the profit margin for the entrepreneurs, like our brother here, Jabber, you said no? Jabber, yeah. I have too many friends Jabber, so I hope when I get your name I don't confuse you. Okay. Jabber is a scientist, you know, Jabber ibn Hayyan. Yes. So we specialize in not only solving problems, but also finding out opportunities. So for entrepreneurs like Jabber or even any community, we go and see, and we use the method, specific method, to crack out their problem. For example, they are a community, they are having lots of resources, but they are not using it. So we try to show them how to use it in different way. Okay. This organization was established in Slovenia, but we are now in 17 countries through partners. We have in Morocco another office, in Bahrain another office. So 3 main offices. The rest are NGOs, either belong to us or collaborating partners. We are now more changing the model to be more with partners because the running cost on us is very high. Especially it is my own initiative. It's not, I don't have any people who fund me. I am funding this project myself. I am running this project myself. We have lots of people. They are now coming on board as partners like you, or some even want to fund us. But we are going more for social for profit. So we are interested to be a social for profit organization. That's maybe just a summary about us. And I would like to hear from you. So you are all of you is like can I say like a consortium?
Yes.
You are having different organizations under this organization.
We are individuals from different areas, but then we are all members of Activista Ghana. Now, just as you mentioned what you guys do, we have to also tell you what we do here at Activista.
Yes.
Activista is just a branch of Action Aid Ghana.
Okay.
And then it's just a youth network. Actually, it's global, worldwide, with branches in different countries. So when we come over here, Activista is just a network of young people trying to empower each other for social community impact.
And for that, our sisters earlier they were saying that is like your sister company.
Yes.
Sister organization.
Sister organization.
So you are focusing on boys, and they are focusing on girls. Can we say that?
Yes, we have different under Activista. We have different teams that we are working on.
Okay.
We had the general youth empowerment. We have women empowerment. We have capacity building trainings for marginalized individuals.
Okay.
And so we do literally everything related to youth development, so that we'll be able to equip young people like ourselves in our various fields, so that we'll be able to volunteer our time to cause a great social impact in our society.
Great.
And so we are very happy to have you today, so that at least we can dialogue to see the way forward, so that we can make our society, our nation, and even our continent better.
Thank you.
I do that when I'm very happy about him. To make me, and now this guy is making my day. This morning I even stand up and give him a salute. I used to be ex-military man, by the way. Doesn't look like I'm a military man, but I was, believe it or not. Okay.
So as part of the things we do, I think key of the things we do is mainly advocacy. And so by advocacy, we do in school, we do out of school. That is the community based.
Right.
And another key thing we are taking advantage of is the online advocacy. Nowadays, you realize that most of the things happen literally on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and all that. So we are trying to capitalize on that, so that we'll be able to tackle various community issues. Recently was the climate change action. I think our colleagues in Accra, that is the nation's capital, they were able to make use of the other groups in Accra, and they came up to the Ministry of Environment, so that they'll be able to advocate for safe practices that will help us tackle the issue of climate change. And so in as much as we are doing it manual, we'll also try as much as possible to do it online, so that people that are not here physically.
So how many years you've been there?
The message.
How many years?
We've been here for over 5 years now.
5 years.
Yes.
Great. Anything else? Before I
Please
start talking, because once I start talking, I don't stop.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very difficult to stop.
Yes. I think you can talk, so that
Yeah, no, we'll discuss now.
which
It's
will
dialogue,
chip
yeah.
in.
No, it's a dialogue, you know. So please, I would like you to stop me anytime. See, what is the purpose that I came here? You see, can you tell them what is the purpose I came here?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay.
The reason why Doctor is here in the country and in the region, for that matter, is to network and to connect with like-minded youths and youth groups and organizations like yourself and myself, in order for us to, first of all, see the opportunities we have here, develop ourselves, and to see how we can solve the problems we have here with minimal resources. Yeah, so, and he is creating a platform where all of us can share our ideas together and also move into action. Yes, we minimize talking and more of action. So it's to get us prepared and ready for the great work we have ahead of us. Yes.
Okay. Any addition, Fred?
Yeah, so we believe in solving problems using scientific means. Okay. So with that, we know that the people in the community go through a lot, and there are ways of solving the problem. We believe that not only money can be used to solve the problem, but when everybody comes together, okay, we team up and then solve our own problems. So we don't depend on donations, foreign aid, or those things to solve our own issues. So we believe in solving problems with what we can do.
They are under training, under the spot. So I'm seeing, do they explain properly or not? In the future, the same will be for you. And for me always. Okay, yes. Okay, what about you, Hanafi, anything extra?
I think what I can just say is that we are
You can say whatever have you learned in the last 2 days.
Whatever I've learned in the past 2 days is that we, within ourselves, we have the potentials, and with the needed resource or the needed information which will make us be well informed in tackling issues. Be it that we shouldn't only sit down and waiting for someone to push us, but within ourselves we can also motivate ourselves and move on to become global citizens. Because dog here is a legacy, and at the end of the day, if we are also able to build ourselves, not waiting for someone to come and raise us up, also one day leave a legacy. Even if we fail today, it's going to be a legacy that we leave, whereby we failed, but we're able to rise up again for the task.
Okay. Thank you very much. And you pass all of you 20%. Okay, still you have a chance to repeat.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We are into the Assembly, and we have initiated a lot of social intervention in our community. And just as my brother is talking, it's not about money. It's what you can use your heart or your mind or your strength to do. So we've been able to organize clean-up campaign. You know, cleanliness is next to godliness. In Africa, there's a lot of malaria. And if you are not well, you cannot go to school. And blood is important. We have gone to the blood bank and donated blood. So we have done a lot of social responsibilities. Although we don't have enough money, we rely on our,
intrinsic power.
Yeah, to do so. So this is the little that we have been able to do for the world. And
we would like
to
little
do
bit,
more.
one step. Can it be reduced one step so that we can hear you more? Okay.
And we would like to do more.
Just one step.
But we are still open. Our doors are open for any ideas from any of you, whichever will add value to what we are doing in our community. Yeah, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay. Now let me, yes sir.
And I think looking at our country currently, it's like the youth need programs of this nature, which will also help us to explain it to the layman so that they also understand. Because in this country, the education rate is very low.
Right.
It's very low.
Right.
So in that case, when we get programs of this nature, then we can also put it to our people. Let's say in this country, youth have been neglected in decision making.
Especially the north, not the north is worse.
And this venture, yes, we can visit schools, communities, explain to the people. Some are SHS, JHS, they don't even know their rights, their responsibilities. So when we explain it to them, they will begin to be conscientized about what they think that yes is their rights, and they should also stand by it no matter the circumstances. And I think together, when we get the number and we come out, yes, the authorities will also be ready to listen to us, because I think much education needs to be done. Because when much education is done at the schools, and I think that's where we will begin to get the youth to know what is happening. And not like this too, when you also see we have vast land, and what we can surely or easily do is trying to be involved into agriculture. So when we evolve into agriculture, let me cite an example of my village. East Gonja, that's Salaga. Salaga PC, we have vast land.
I wanted to go to Salaga because slave area, no?
Yeah, that's the slave area.
the slave center. That's where this later started. So I could remember some Egyptians that was last 2 years. They came there and the chief has given them a vast land, they farm rice, and they were able to get it in what? In higher quantities, and they even exported it back, and they are even still around doing that. So I think in one way or the other, because farming is very, very important and it's very, very good, and most of our people who are not educated, I think if something of this nature is put to them, and now too, the also problem is, let me say, during the dry season, people don't also farm, but we have our seas and oceans lying down. So if you can also bring some kind of what technology to teach them on how to do irrigation farming, so that with the irrigation farming, let me say during the dry season, we can farm some fruits and crops, and at that time, people will benefit from it, use it to be selling. When they're even selling, the income that they even generate, they can use it to even to be what? To be feeding the family, use it to be solving most of their problems. So I think this is also what I have seen to say.
Okay. So thank you very much, first of all, to this good introduction. I know what you are doing, Jabbar. Since you are entrepreneur, I think I know what you want to say. We'll come, inshallah, to also more detail and discussion. But let me tell you what is happening in the world today. Since I traveled 61 countries, or maybe 65 countries, but at my count, I think 61 was the last time I counted. Alhamdulillah, but since we started 4 years, 21 countries. Okay. And we are available in 17 countries now, working, people now work. I am sitting with you now here, with people working on the same concepts in 17 countries, with no resources. I am middle class man, okay? Just to show your power. The running cost for me, of course, in my country or to travel and so on, is much higher than when you travel. Guys, and I travel in business class, you travel because of my weight, you travel in economy, okay? And that's difference. This is what we want to bring for you. And the running cost itself can change. This is efficiency. But I might travel much higher than you and cost much higher than you, not underestimating the work you are doing, but my effectiveness will be higher. There is a formula that I'm going to explain today in the workshop. I hope you managed to attend the workshop. I'm not sure if he told you.
No,
okay, after I'll tell you that we are running a workshop in this place now here, just to use my time. Okay, since people wanted to know how they can start now. Okay, and I wish they can attend, inshallah, today. There is difference between people, NGOs. Later I'll explain to them. Between people who's working in service-related NGO and NGO that's coming to do realize development. Okay, which means there's lots of NGOs like you, and maybe better and maybe less, that's doing awareness. Okay, lots of type of awareness campaigns, maybe also doing a health checkup, like our brother was saying. Okay, to minimize our checkup, and also maybe prevention program to minimize malaria, like he was saying, and so on. But this all I call it under service. Now the whole world is full of such NGOs. In a country like Ghana, and you know your country better than me, okay? I believe is that because the emerging economy is very fast and your economy is developing very fast, unfortunately, also the gap between the poor and the rich is becoming higher. So we're having people very rich, and we are still having many people that are very poor. Actually, the statistics says now, even though Ghana is one of the best developing countries, your rate, GDP is 7 to 8% in the last maybe more than 15 years. Still, many people in the north are becoming poorer, and the children, most probably below 15 years, will be in extreme poverty. And this is now where we can play the role. The role here is not about awareness. We need projects. Now, what we can do with the projects if government doesn't do enough, the government is doing, but we can do better also. Or the maybe international organizations not coming. They want organizations. They want something quickly. Help people for famine. They'll give food and something, and they'll go. So there is no solution oriented. We work on solution. So there is difference between empowerment. Always I say development, advancement. I want to work with you to move you from empowerment only. Empowerment will be needed always. You know, like we say, we cannot make development without growth. You are doing growth here, making awareness. Always there will be newcomers who will be interested to learn about this thing, okay? But the real thing is that people realize their problem, solve their problem, like our brother he was saying here, how they grow certain type of crops, okay? Rice is one of them. Even though yesterday I was discussing about rice, I was saying, no, I will not go. If I go for rice, I will not go for white rice. I'll go for brown rice because the profit margin is higher. Okay, and I need also not to make a profit from the weak and keep him. He's living in poverty. What is the use? If I employ more people, but still they are living in, their profit margin is very low. They barely save for the day. What is the use? Okay, I need to bring the dignity of the human to higher level. They feel they are participating in job creation, not we are asking for to help or to someone to employ them. To let them feel all of them partners. This is not a theory. This now we are doing it in more than 600 projects. He'll send you the list of the projects we are doing in different countries and so on. Okay. Once you come in the group, inshallah, I'll give you lots of information, videos, whatever. I will give you whatever you need. Okay. And besides, we'll work on two types of training: physical training, which is I'll do today, starting from today, and through the media, which I'll send you the material, the PowerPoint recorded, made for only for you, not made for Accra, not made for Tamale, for Activista, whatever. Okay, then we make it like this. Then we're learning also. See, guys, when we learn from life, teaching is learning, and whatever we're doing is I'm not doing favor for you. I'm doing favor for myself. Because tomorrow all of us are going to leave this world. Okay? What I do with being a professor, I have lots of money and so on, and I'm sitting at home, and tomorrow I die, my children will fight for the money. What I do with that? Okay? Or people will say that, oh, this guy was very nice, he is humble, he treats his mother, his father. Okay, that's for me. But what I did for the world, what is the added value that I came to? Okay? And this is what I've been, with the last 3 days since I came, I collected lots of observation. These guys, they are registering. But what is here is a lot. Some of it will be deployed today, inshallah. Some of it, no, I will write you later about it. Okay? And the most important critical problems can be solved by the process of observation, which I'm going to start to talk about it today. When you observe properly, you can absorb. When you absorb, you can realize things. And realization is different than awareness. You know the difference between someone is realizing a problem and being aware about a problem? All of us, we are aware about there is a problem of malaria here. Actually, I'm taking every night now malaria tablet because your country is one of the highest still in the malaria. Okay? And I'm worried about water, frankly, also. Okay? And your country, even though you have good lakes and you have rivers, but lots of waste going to these areas. Okay? So I'm very careful even what water I'm drinking. Okay? Now what I'm saying here is that to make people move from awareness, which is about knowing what is the problem. Okay? What is the use? If I know what is the problem, I don't realize how to solve the problem. That's make me worse actually. Maybe you raise my moral a little bit, but after you leave me, I come down again. I realize I'm in a bad situation. Oh, I'm not lucky. It's all because of God, or because of my Allah, God, whatever. He created me like this. He wants me to be poor. In reality, it's not true. Okay? In reality, every one of us have this mindset, have this capacity to create a change. So going away from theory, realization is about putting concept into reality. I was telling our sisters, I have a slogan. If you don't know, you are not going to change anything. Which is what? Now you made me know, awareness, right? Still you are not going to change anything. We need to start to create a change, real change, that will affect the GDP, that will get people out of poverty, that will make people more dignity, that will make people more healthy. They go to school, they have their children educated, still they make a production for the country. What I see today is I'm living in a community which is very poor, okay? Very, very poor, extreme poverty, except maybe such areas, small areas here and there, like here, this area. while they are consumers as if they are rich. The whole community in Matamali is consuming. There is no production. So how we bring the production? That's the question. This is the what and how. Okay? The what and how is that we want to work with you on that issue. The same what he said, our brother here. Okay? Then we need to diversify the product, to bring new products from whatever you have here, to use the land, like you said, brother Hafel, okay? And the land is abundant. What you have abundant? You are richer than the Arab world. Maybe you'll not believe it. But as an expert, as an economist, as socio-economist, that travel as a professor before and now specialize in these issues, I can tell you. And this is, you have, if this is a Japan, do you think Japan will leave this area like this? Okay. They will use every quarter of a kilometer, you'll see it different. Okay. Why? Because they know they depend on totally their intrinsic power. For that they come back after flood, after disaster, after earthquake, as if nothing has happened. Actually, the more disaster happen, I'm telling you because I work with Japanese for 2 years full time, 2 years part time, 2 years as expert for them. Not they give me expert, I gave them expertise in quality issues. I was used to work in quality. So I can tell you, these people, I learn from them lots of things. Okay. The most important thing is about if you don't know, you're not going to change anything else. You only change it by doing. Okay, by doing means going to the field. So what I can add value to you in short now, I want to do with you projects. From my experience, going to NGOs, talking to them around now 21 countries, we tell them because they're in their mindset, and this guy, Arab guy, and he should give me a donation or let me run for a donation better than to work a project, they don't come back. Okay, so what we started to do now, to encourage this organization and youth to come and do projects, because we want to push people to the field. Not to talk, not to do presentation, not to to do workshops, no. This is only awareness. This is only knowing the what. Okay? But knowing the why and how is very important. Otherwise the what will be nothing good time. Okay? We created the competition schemes. So we are telling different organizations who can mobilize people, more than 500 people, we run with you competition scheme, different competition, depending on the way you want it. For example, improving the profit margin and their type of production, whether they are family production, whether they are making clothes from your material. Yes. Okay, maybe they'll make it in different way. How they sell it in a better, you are in fashion, you said, right? Like our brother, for example, you will see what is Jabber, what they want in the Gulf area. Oh, I can make from this abaya. The return of abaya is better than return of man shirts, for example. Okay, so we need to study the market. And again, I will not do this myself. I will help you in doing that, but you will do that. Okay, because teaching is learning, or learning by doing is very important. Second issue is that we go for the poor people, and we create from them cells or communities where they will work together to improve their status. Yesterday already we challenged 2 communities. Just we don't know them. It's better if you come on board and you monitor that, because these guys are not available in this region. They are from other regions, so they cannot monitor such projects. And we know from experience, if we give money to the poor, they will take it, they will spend it, and that's it. They will not do anything. Okay? Actually, I tried to the extent, and then we gave, and this is one of my projects, I tried many projects, I gave envelopes to the poor. I take the photo of their children, and I tell them, this is, inside it, let's say, $10, okay? And I want you, after any time we come, and we check on it, we want this to be $20, $30 after 1 month, 2 months. We come after 1 month, 2 months, it's already spent. Okay? We put their children photo, and they don't save there. Okay? So what I'm saying, we need to show them technique. It's not because of them, because of the mindset that created around them. And the mindset is assumptions, attitudes, behaviors, okay? Reflection, reactions. This is the mindset. Okay? It's not because of you, not because of us. It is because of the environment we created in. Okay? And we want to make sure, and the people like you rediscover themselves by doing this approach. So they become expert, not for us, I'm telling you now, all the people, not for Ghana, not for Africa. Because Africa is the potential, you'll have, instead You see migration going this way, you see migration coming this way. I'm telling you, just wait 30 years and you'll see that this is true or not. Okay? It's gonna the model is going to change, even from the Arab countries. Because you have abundant resources. You are having a virgin land, not discovered yet. You can see the greenery. The whole world now is fighting for forestation. And you are having abundant greenery, not utilized. Your weather is very good for lots of material. That is maybe now you are not growing. For example, I was telling the brothers, we have, da'oud. Da'oud in Arab where they put it for, either smell or they use it, the oil of da'oud. Okay? The same weather, you have it here, same they have it in India, in Cambodia, in different places. The only difference, you are not introduced to da'oud. Okay? Like the Egyptian, they came and they produced rice. Profit margins, no, I will focus on something that high profit margin. We have Hilda. Hilda, search it in the net. Hilda, we put it in our Arabic coffee. Hilda, Hilda. Okay? This is a type of plant. It's a flower that's sold by kilo. The kilo weight is very similar to gold. It grows abundant here. It will grow. If you just throw it now, it will grow. Okay. So you can imagine there is lots of ideas that can come here. For example, I've seen the sheep and the cattle. Okay. Even I see them in weak. Okay. They are weak because they are outside roaming around. Let's say we do something professional. Or we try small farms. See, I do only models. I cannot change the whole world. And you cannot change the whole world. God, Allah, we didn't told us to change the whole world. We cannot change it, okay? But what we can do, we can try to change. And while we are trying to change, we are learning a lot. Okay, that's our goal in life. Okay, so here I say let's do farms. The farm will not sell meat because you have abundant meat here. Either I freeze the meat and make a good cold storing to send it to Accra and abroad, and with the brand and so on, and people will show them the factory how it is clean and hygiene. Or I go for other thing also. Maybe this one is too expensive. I'll go for something else which is less expensive but it's faster. I'll go for dairy. I'll go for a fresh dairy, okay, to deliver it first in the local market. Then maybe to Accra, fresh, not long life, or not powder. And it's a shame that you have this cattle and you don't have fresh milk, okay. Or you go for ice cream, branded ice cream. You have the resources, okay. But this is something that we can, and we try. What I'm telling you, this is all we tried in different countries. And this the sheep. We tried it in a country, maybe more difficult because they are coming European, which is Bosnia. Okay, the mountains of Bosnia. So there is lots of ideas. The ideas does not finish, and I am sure you guys have better ideas than me because this is your country. The only thing I will do for you, okay, which is you don't need me later, is to show you how to find opportunity and how to create a different mindset for those you work with them through projects. Okay, and what we usually do, we find small projects so that we encourage you to do more. So because I know sometimes you need some small. For example, I was telling them we invest in a weaving machine to buy it for example for 5 families. We give them the wool so that we buy it from the factory. Then they sell the carpet to the factory. So we reinvent the models. Instead of having the factory inside the factory inside the villages. And they sell to the factory. Can you imagine how we change the model? Okay. The measure here, I challenge Jabbar and every one of you, okay, and you employ more people. You get more youth. You get the more youth not to work as workers. It's a shame if he's now finishing high school or he's finishing university and he's thinking either to migrate and he end up maybe half of his life there when he go to Europe. He's washing clothes and so on. Okay, maybe he'll wait for what he's sacrificing his life for his second generation. This is the purpose of most, and I've seen it in the best countries. I was just in Canada last summer. I was very shocked. Most of the Arab African migrants, they will not get the chance, even if they are physicians, to work in the government or in the private whatever. If you are a physician, engineer, entrepreneur, they say no. You are not allowed. You are giving you citizen true, but you are not. They block you. They give you crazy. They are waiting to brainwash your second generation. They become Canadian, then they will let them. And this is happening now. This model, like a Canadian, is replicated now in Sweden, in Germany, the countries that used to say come. Now they said, خلاص, enough. We needed some more people, youth. Now enough, you are extra. I don't want you anymore. So let's try to work on the issue, even of migration, by showing youth they can bring. What is the education? Education is not about awareness. Education, making person know that he can solve a problem. It is about equipping a person, and then there is any problem supposed to be solved, whether he study arts or science or whatever. Doesn't matter as discipline. And we need to utilize that, because as you said, your education is good. You are minimizing poverty in the south. In the north now is the opportunity. Actually, God has put in you in the south and the north, because now He wants to give you more chance to make more legacy. Okay, alhamdulillah, it's truly, and I can see. And I was telling them first, why are you taking me only to the north? But now I realize the third day, the message they are trying to tell me. Okay, now there is lots of opportunities in the north that we can make success stories. In the end of the day, it's all about the story we are going to write about for ourselves, and the others, they are going to write it for themselves. Okay. It's all about story. Okay. For that, whether we are in Muslim or Christians, you see our Bible or our Quran is all about stories, because life is all about stories. Okay. The story, it has someone, whatever he said, our brother. Okay. Amir? Jamil. Our brother Jamil say about the heart. See, the stories have to touch the heart. It have to touch, we call it empathy. It have to touch the mind. We call it mindset. Okay. It have to touch the spirit. Okay. And it have to touch the hands. It have to be physical, not sitting and creating stories. It have to be actual. It have to be reported by numbers. Okay. How much their situation before these families, how much now some of them they started to go for schools, how many of them started to be more independent, and we brought them in without being in debt. For example, I was saying this morning about Grameen Bank. You know Grameen Bank? Ahmed Yunus got the award, Nobel Award. Okay, Grameen Bank is very good model, but it's not a perfect model, because it makes people in debt. Okay, so we better try to make a model, our own model, Ghana model, not Bahrain model, not Slovenia model, your own model. But you prove it also, it is with minimal resources. That's the challenge. Okay. And the more we bring like this, I'll encourage investors. I can't promise you, because I'm not a finance house, but we'll encourage lots of people to invest in something. I was telling the brothers here, okay, enough mosque in Ghana. Enough churches in Ghana. What you need now more? You need schools, factories. Okay, that's the time where you need. Okay, and frankly, that's mosque. With all the respect, mosque is everywhere. You can pray everywhere. No. Even the church in India, I can see each one has his own church in the house. It's not a problem. Okay, the problem now for the people is that start to move. I can see I was monitoring in the last 3 days. Many of us are sitting just idle, sitting like the elderly people, sitting near the elderly. When you go to the village, yes, we stop. Did you notice that? Yeah. It's a pity. You are a young man. You are sitting with people who are waiting for death. Maybe okay, don't agree even. Each one of us till the last day. If I live 90 years, still I believe, inshallah. I hope, inshallah, if I am healthy, till the last day I will do something. I will fly. I will try to do something in a certain country. Okay. I wish I die even not in Bahrain. I die somewhere else. Even nobody bury me. It doesn't matter. I don't want too many musallin praying on me. That doesn't matter. What matters is how many people will pray behind my back later. Okay? That will matter. What I do with people crying on me. So what I wanted to tell you, let's go into the following. Okay, if you want to write down, because he's gone, our brother. Number one, I suggest for you competition. Okay? We release it to your own organization, like we are doing with our sister, the girls, the rural girls, whatever their name, young urban women. Okay, that's one issue. The second issue is that we start doing a project, since you are for you as a leaders. Okay, maybe inshallah collection of those leaders which are with us in this platform that we are establishing, preparing the inspiration economy or youth economy experts. Okay, we work on 3 principles. Inspiration economy, finding opportunities inside the problem. Resilience economy means how to bounce back in case of crisis. youth economy, spirit, and energy. Okay, so these three things depend on intrinsic power. We'll show you from our case studies. We have many case studies, many books. I'm giving you 21 books on your table. Up to you to read. Okay, to read, ask. Okay, and all our textbooks, not theory, come from the field. What we do, as I am a scientist also. So I go to the field, I test the model, then I start writing about it, and then I put a formula for such a problem. Okay, so this is the way we are doing it. And by the way, now such people also are getting Nobel Prize. Maybe I might not get it in my time, but you have an opportunity now to get it. Okay, you are still young. Okay, so let's work on that, inshallah, Ashan. Unless you have something specific, that's maybe the area we can work with. If you are working with entrepreneurs like Jabber, also we can. I was telling our brothers in the hub. What's the name of the hub?
Samakusi.
Samakusi. Today we met them, Jabber, and maybe we have lots of entrepreneurs. They are just starting, but they are shaking stage. Okay, and 3 to 5 years is very difficult. Okay, we can also help them with that. Okay, help them with going into investment with them, or help them into telling them of what to do, how to solve their problem. Okay, what matters for us is how they bring people to work for them from this country. Okay, that's also one of our requirements. Any questions? Yes, sir. Your name again, remind me.